Greetings, carnivores, and welcome back to Carnivore Confidential. I'm Dougie the Butcher. I went and got a fresh leg of pork. Some people call them fresh hams. I don't, particularly because a ham refers to something that's been pickled, cured, smoked, or processed in some way. So this is actually a fresh leg of pork. With the skin on, I'm going to take it apart for you and show you what you can do with it and the various uses you can get from it. So stick around for that, folks, and let's get busy, okay? Welcome back. So this is the behemoth, a full fresh leg of pork. Not to be, as I said before, confused with a ham, because it's not a ham unless it's been cured or processed in some way. All right, and I know my mama is very interested in what's going on. I'm going to keep this here. I know my mom is very interested in what's going on here. So I'm going to change the camera angle so you get a better shot of what I'm doing, get a better look at what I'm doing, and I'll be right back, so bear with me. All right, folks, here we go. Safety first. All right, first thing we want to do is take this bone out. This is the H bone, which is also known as the hip bone. H, when I say H, I don't mean H starting with the letter H. H is an A-I-T-C-H. That's this bone right here. So it's got a little pocket of meat on the inside of it right here. We're just going to take that off first and expose this bone. Then we're going to go around it to the back side, like so, and down to the joint, the ball joint, which is right beneath it. You get down here and expose the ball joint, and then you can get inside the ball joint. Now, folks, I don't expect you to be able to do this at home. I'm just showing you how it is done. But by all means, if you want to give it a go, it's really not that difficult. Again, I'm just hugging the bone. You can see the socket exposed right there. Sorry, that's the ball joint. The socket is here. There we go. Now I'm underneath it. You might hear me huffing and puffing a little bit here. I'm old. And that, folks, is the H bone, or better known as the hip bone. It conveniently, pardon me, it conveniently has a nice hole in it right here, so you can grip it like that when you're peeling it out. H bone. Okay, now what we're left with for bones in here is the leg bone, which goes pretty much straight down here to the hock. And I'm going to take the hock off next. What you have to do is what you want to do is you want to identify the knee joint, and the kneecap is right about here. And that's where we're going to make our first cut. Down to the joint. And we want to expose that joint. And the reason I want to take the hock off is because the hock makes great pot of soup. And I personally like to smoke the hock and then get it going for a great pot of French Canadian pea soup. Just going through the anterior cruciate and posterior cruciate ligaments. There's the hock. Great flavor in this piece of meat. Great flavor. Let's get some plates out here. Hock. All right, trim bits, which there will be some of. Now, what I want to do is I want to take the skin off. And the skin's going to be a separate video. I'm going to try and make something else I've never made before, chicharrones, which is just deep fried pork skin, correct? And so I'm just going to peel the skin off. Now, in order to make chicharrones, from what I understand, the skin has to be fairly devoid of fat, so that'll be another process that I guess I'll bring you along for when we do the Chicharron video, to show you how we get all the fat off the pork rind itself. Now you see, I'm just following around. I'm trying to stick to the skin so that I'm not scoring the meat too much. And the second thing it helps me do, the second thing that this helps with is it exposes the various seams in the meat between the muscles that makes it so easy to follow when you're taking these things apart. There you have it, folks. Piece of pig skin that is going to be Ontario stamp. It is going to be chicharrones at some future point. We'll try and get something going on for that. Pork skin. All right, so the next muscle I want to take off, here, I'm going to rinse my hands here. The next muscle I want to take off is the sirloin tip, because the sirloin tip is going to help me expose the leg bone. And the sirloin tip, you can see I can put my hand right in that seam, right there. And I'm just following the seam. And the seam will take me right down to the bone, which is right there. And the same on the other side. There's a seam right here that comes down on the top of the inside round. This is the inside round right here. And we're just going straight down to the bone. And its center, it's still quite cold from being frozen, and my fingers are numb. So I'm going to have to take a break and get this bone out and warm up my fingers. And there we have the femur. And the only bone left in this is the kneecap, which is right there, folks. And that's going to come out too. Now this is a completely boneless leg of pork. I'm going to ask for a 5-minute break here just so I can warm my fingers up, because it's very, very cold in here. And believe it or not, 40 years of doing this, my fingers have never really gotten used to the cold. All right, I am back, warmed up my fingers. Now we're just going to finish taking this all apart and show you how easy this is. So if you just, like I said, I can teach anybody how to do this. It's so easy. See, this is another seam right here. This separates the sirloin tip, which is this muscle right here, from the outside round, which is this muscle, and the eye of round is on the other side, and this is the top round right here. And they're all separated by seams that are so easy to follow. I'm going to take the sirloin tip off here. This is the sirloin tip. Great little ham. This part right here, I don't, obviously you can see it. This is part of the what's called the chump end of the loin, or the sirloin butt. This is the sirloin butt right here, sometimes called the chump, as in chump. And the inside round, again, seams right here. Oops, there's a heel right here. We're going to take the heel out. And again, there's a seam right here. And we're taking the heel out. Now, to be honest with you folks, this particular piece right here, the heel, it's got some very heavy sinew in here. It would be really good for not much more than sausage meat. That's usually what we use it for, just because it's pretty tough. Now there's the outside round exposed right there. This is the inside round right here. And I'm going to take it right down to the eye of round. there's the inside round, right there. And the eye of round, or better known as in human terms, a hamstring, is right here. And again, seams, all about the seams. Eye of round, hamstring, outside round. Okay, so what you can do with this stuff, what I plan on doing with it, and I'm going to probably make a video out of each one of them. But in this outside round, I'm going to clean it up, take all the silver side off, and this is going to become souvlaki, marinated souvlaki. The sirloin tip is going to become a ham. I'm going to pickle that. It's going to be a ham. The outside, or sorry, the eye of round will probably be souvlaki as well. The heel is going to be ground for sausage. The sirloin butt is going to become scallopini, or cutlets. And this beautiful piece of inside round, this is all going to become pork cutlets, or pork scallopini. The bones are going to be smoked. The hock is going to be smoked and then made a pot of French Canadian pea soup. Delicious. The skin is going to become chicharrons. And these trim bits are going into sausage. Pardon me. Nothing wasted. All right. Let's break away for 1 second. All right. Thank you so much for dropping by. Carnivore Confidential, Dougie the Butcher. Today's offering, whole fresh leg of pork taken apart. And come on back for the individual videos, that those will all become in the weeks to come. Thanks for staying with me. Please like and share and subscribe. And I'll see you next Thursday for another upload at 6 o'clock. Thanks again. Stay hungry, you guys.